Hi, we're from Drake Library.
I'm Naomi.
I'm Nez.
And I'm Vaya.
And we're going to be having library time, and I hope you guys enjoy the books.
Enjoy the books.
Can't wait to see you guys all this summer.
Yay.
Okay, guys, one of the books we're going to be reading is There's a Wocket in My Pocket by Dr. Seuss. There's a Wocket in My Pocket by Dr. Seuss. Did you ever have the feeling there's a wasket in your basket? Or a neuro in your burrow? Or a wasit in your closet? Sometimes I feel quite certain there's a jertin in the curtain. Sometimes I have the feeling there's a zlock behind the clock. And that zelf up on that shelf, I pocketed myself. That's the kind of house I live in. There's a nink in my sink and a zamp in the lamp. And they're rather nice, I think. Some of them are very friendly, like the yacht in the pot, but that yottle in the bottle. Some are friendly, some are not. I like the Zabel on the table and the Gare under the chair, but that Bofa on the sofa, well, I wish he wasn't there. All those nubbirds in the cupboards, they're good fun to have about, but that noothgrush on my toothbrush, him I could do without. The only one I'm really scared of is that Vug under the rug. And that Quimney up the chimney. I don't like him, not at all. And it makes me sort of nervous when the Zal scoots down the hall. But the Yeps on the steps, they're great fun to have around, and so are many, many other friends that I have found. Like the Teller and the Neller and the Geller and the Deller and the Beller and the Weller and the Zeller in the cellar. And the Geeling on the ceiling and the Zower in my shower. And the Zillow on my pillow. I don't care if you believe it. That's the kind of house I live in, and I hope we never leave it. And a Findo in my window, and a Nookcase in my bookcase. The end. I hope you guys liked this one.
I'll be reading The Butter Battle book by Dr. Seuss. On the last day of summer, 10 hours before fall, my grandfather took me out to the wall. For a while he stood silent, then finally he said, with a very sad shake of his very old head, "As you know, on this side of the wall we are Ukes. On the far other side of this wall live the Zooks." Then my grandfather said, "It's high time that you knew of the terribly horrible thing that Zooks do. In every Zook house and in every Zook town, every Zook eats his bread with the butter side down. But we Ukes, as you know, when we breakfast or sup, spread our butter," Grandpa said, "with the butter side up. That's the right, honest way," Grandpa gritted his teeth. "So you can't trust a Zook who spreads bread underneath. Every Zook must be watched. He has kinks in his soul. That's why, as a youth, I made watching my goal. Watching Zooks for the Zook, watching Border Patrol. In those days, of course, the wall wasn't so high, and I could look any Zook square in the eye. If he dared to come close, I could give him a twitch with my tough-tutted, prickly snickberry switch." For a while that worked fine. All the Zooks stayed away, and our country was safe. Then one terrible day, a very rude Zook by the name of Van Each snuck up and slingshotted my sneakberry switch. With my broken off switch, with my head hung in shame, to the chief Ukaroo in great sorrow I came. But our leader just smiled. He said, "You're not to blame, and those Zooks will be sorry they started this game. We'll dress you right up in a fancier suit. We'll give you a fancier slingshot to shoot. And he ordered the boys in the back room to figure how to build me some sort of triple sling jigger. With my triple sling jigger, I sure felt much bigger. I marched up to the wall with great vim and great vigor, right up to Van each with my hand on the trigger. I'll have no more nonsense, I said with a frown, from Zooks who eat bread with their butter side down. Then each looked quite sickly. He ran off quite quickly. I'm happy to say he came back the next day in a spiffy new suit with a big new machine, and he snarled as he said, looking frightfully mean, "You may fling those hard rocks with your triple sling jigger, but I also now have my hand on the trigger. My wonderful weapon, the jigger rock snatch 'em. We'll fling 'em right back just as quick as we catch 'em. We'll have no more nonsense, we'll take no more gup from you Ukes who eat bread with the butter side up." "I have failed, sir," I sobbed as I made my report to the chief Ukaroo in the headquarters fort. He just laughed. "You've done nothing at all of the sort. Our slingshots have failed. That was old-fashioned stuff. Slingshots, dear boy, are not modern enough. All we need is some newfangled kind of gun. My boys in the back room have already begun to think up a walloping whiz-zinger one. My bright boys are thinking. They're right on track. They'll think up one quick, and we'll send you right back." They thought up a great one, they certainly did. They thought up a gun called a Kickapoo Kid, which they loaded with powerful poo-a-doo powder and ants' eggs and bees' legs and dried fried clam chowder. And they carefully trained a real smart dog named Daniel to serve as our country's first gun-toting spaniel. Then Daniel, the Kickapoo Spaniel, and I marched back toward the wall with our heads held up high while everyone cheered and their cheers filled up the sky. Fight, fight for the butter side up, do or die. Well, we didn't do, and we didn't quite die, but we sure did get worsted, poor Daniel and I. Van Itch was there too, and he said, "The old pig." The boys in my back room invented this rig called the 8-nozzled elephant-toted bloom blitz. It shoots high explosive sour cherry stone pits and will put your dumb Kickapoo Kid on the fritz. Poor Daniel and I were scared out of our wits. Once more by Van Itch I was bested and beat. Once again I limped home from the wall in defeat. I dragged and I sagged, and my spirits were low as I thought that they ever could go, when I heard a boom-bah and a diddle-dee-dill and a diddle-dee-dill, and our butter-up band marched up over the hill. The chief Ukaroo had sent them to meet me, along with the right side up song girls to greet me. They sang, "Oh, be faithful, believe in thy butter," and they lifted my spirits right out of the gutter. "My boy," smiled the chief Ukaroo, "we just voted and made you a general. You've been promoted. Your pretty new uniform's ready. Get in it. The big war is coming. You're going to begin it. And what's more this time, you are certain to win it. My boys in the back room have finally found how. Just wait till you see what they've puttered up now. In their great new machine, you'll fly over that wall and clobber those butter-down Zooks, one and all." Those boys in the back room sure knew how to putter. They made a thing called the utterly sputter, and I jumped aboard with my heart all aflutter and steered toward the land of the upside-down butter. This machine was so modern, so frightfully new, no one knew quite exactly just what it would do. But it had several faucets that sprinkled blue goo, which somehow would sprinkle the Zooks as I flew and gum up that upside-down butter they chew. It was racing pell-mell when I heard a voice yell, "If you sprinkle us, Zooks, you'll get sprinkled as well." Then each had a sputter exactly like mine, and he yelled, "My blue gooer is working just fine. And I'm here to say that if Ukes can goo Zooks, you better forget it, 'cause Zooks can goo Ukes." I flew right back home, and as you may have guessed, I was downright despondent, disturbed, and depressed. And I saw just as soon as I stepped back on the land, so were all of the girls of the Butter Up Band. The chief drum majorette, Miss Yuki Ann Sue, said, "That was pretty sour flight that you flew, and the chief Ukaroo has been looking for you." I raced to his office. The place was a sight. "I have no fear," said the chief. "Everything is all right. My bright backroom boys have been brighter than bright. They've taught up a gadget that's newer than new. It is filled with mysterious moo-laka-moo and can blow all those zooks clear to Salamagoo. They've invented the Bitsy Big Boy Boomeroo. You just run to the wall like a nice little man, drop this bomb on the zooks just as fast as you can. I've ordered all ukes to stay safe underground while the Bitsy Big Boy Boomeroo is around. As I raced for that wall with the bomb in my hand, I noticed that every last zook in our land was obeying our chief Ugaroo's grim command. They were all bravely marching with banners aflutter, down a hole for their country, and right side up butter. That's when Grandfather found me. He grabbed me. He said, "You should be down that hole, and you're up here instead. But perhaps this is all for the better somehow. You will see me make history right here and right now." Grandpa leapt up that wall with a lopeless leap, and he cleared his hoarse throat with a bopeless beep. He screamed, "Here's the end of that terrible town, full of zooks who eat bread with the butter side down." And at that very instant, we heard a clup-clup of the feet on the wall, and an old fan each clumped up. The boys in his backroom had made him one too. In his fist was another big boy Boomeroo. "I'll blow you," he yelled, "into pork and wee beans. I'll butter side up you to small smithereens." "Grandpa," I shouted, "be careful. Oh, gee, who's going to drop it? Will you or will he?" "Be patient," said Grandpa. "We'll see. We'll see." The end.
Eggs and Ham. So let's see. Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss. I am Sam. It looks like he's writing a creature. Running past someone. Sam I am. That's Sam I am. That's Sam I am. I do not like that Sam I am. I wonder why he doesn't like him. Do you like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. I do not like green eggs and ham. I wonder if green eggs and ham would be very tasty or not. Would you like them here or there? I would not like them here or there. I would not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you like them in a house? Would you like them with a mouse? I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. It's like he's walking away again. Would you eat them in a box? Would you eat them with a fox? Not in a box, not with a fox, not in a house, not with a mouse. I would not eat them here or there. I would not eat them anywhere. I would not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Would you, could you, in a car? Eat them, here they are. I would not, could not, in a car. You may like them, you will see. You may like them in a tree. I would not, could not, in a tree, not in a car, you let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I do not like them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Looks like he's getting angrier. A train, a train, a train, a train. Could you, would you, on a train? Not on a train, not in a tree, not in a car, let me be. I would not, could not, in a box. I could not, would not, with a fox. I will not eat them with a mouse. I will not eat them in a house. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them anywhere. I do not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Say, in the dark, here in the dark, would you, could you, in the dark? I would not, could not, in the dark. Would you, could you, in the rain? I would not, could not, in the rain. Not in the dark, not on a train, not in a car, not in a tree. I do not like them, Sam, you see. Not in a house, not in a box, not with a mouse, not with a fox. I will not eat them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. You do not like green eggs and ham? I do not like them, Sam I am. Could you, would you, with a goat? I would not, could not, with a goat. Would you, could you, on a boat? I could not, would not, on a boat. I will not, with a goat. I will not eat them in the rain. I will not eat them on a train. Not in the dark, not in a tree, not in a car. You let me be. I do not like them in a box. I do not like them with a fox. I will not eat them in a house. I do not like them with a mouse. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere. That's a lot of places. I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. You do not like them, so you say, try them, and you may. Try them and you may, I say. Sam, if you will let me be, I will try them, you will see. Ooh, looks like he's gonna take a bite. I wonder if he'll end up liking it. Say, I like green eggs and ham. I do, I like them, Sam I am. And I would eat them in a boat, and I would eat them with a goat. And I would eat them in the rain, and in the dark, and on a train, and in a car, and in a tree. They are so good, you see. So I will eat them in a box, and I would eat them with a fox, and I would eat them in a house, and I would eat them with a mouse. And I will eat them here and there. Say, I will eat them anywhere. I do so like green eggs and ham. Thank you, Sam I am. Now it looks like that's the end of our book. I hope.
Thank you guys for watching Library Time.
We hope you liked the Dr. Seuss books.
And we hope to see you next time.
Yay.
Bye-bye.